Welcome to the Explainer. So if you're a developer building with AI, you know the feeling. Managing all the different API providers can be a real headache. Well, today we're diving into a tool that's designed to fix exactly that. Antigravity Tools. Think of it as your personal, smart AI gateway.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this scene. You're building an application and you want to use the absolute best AI models for the job, right? So you're pulling in APIs from Google for Gemini, Anthropic for Claude, and OpenAI for GPT. I mean, it sounds super powerful on paper, but in reality, it often just looks like, well, chaos.
Does this all feel a little too familiar? You're constantly hopping between different accounts, trying to remember which one has any quota left, and you're writing all this custom code just to handle each provider's unique quirks. It's this constant, frustrating battle.
And listen, these are not just minor annoyances. Every single time you hit a too many requests error, your app could just fail on your user. You might accidentally use a super expensive model for a simple little task, and poof, you're just burning through your credits. So the crucial point is, all this complexity isn't just frustrating, it actually slows you down and costs you real money.
But what if you could tame this whole jungle with a single smart tool? What if you could just have one stable, unified endpoint for all of your AI needs? Well, let's explore the solution that Antigravity Tools brings to the table. So this is the core mission of Antigravity Tools. It runs locally, right on your machine or your server, and it basically acts as a universal translator and an intelligent air traffic controller for every single AI request your application makes. It becomes your own personal AI hub.
So how does it actually bring order to all that chaos? Well, it's not just about passing requests through. It's really about adding this layer of intelligence that manages everything for you. Let's take a look at some of its most powerful features.
So instead of manually juggling all your API keys and just guessing which account has quota, you get this smart dashboard. It gives you a real-time overview of all your accounts and can even recommend the best one to use, letting you switch everything over with just a single click.
And this also shows you just how resilient the tool is. You know, when an API provider sends back one of those rate limit errors, your app doesn't crash. Nope. Antigravity just catches it, silently rotates to a healthy account, and retries the request. Plus, it unifies everything into a single OpenAI-compatible endpoint, so your code gets to stay simple and clean. Now this is where the tool becomes a true cost saver. Its intelligent routing has this simple but really powerful logic. Always use the cheapest available option. It'll prioritize your free accounts first. Then, for background tasks that don't need a top-tier model, it automatically downgrades them to something cheaper, like Gemini Flash, which saves your premium credits for the jobs that really need them. Okay, so this all sounds great, maybe a little bit like magic, but it's not. It's actually a very clever technical architecture that handles the entire life cycle of a request. It turns a super complex, multi-step process into something that, well, just works. So how does it do it? How does it turn all that chaos into perfect order? Let's follow a single API request as it travels through the Antigravity gateway, and we'll see exactly how all the pieces fit together. Okay, it all starts right here. Your app sends a totally standard request to the Antigravity server that's running on your machine. From your app's point of view, it's just talking to one super reliable local endpoint. Simple as that. Next, the request hits the model router. You can think of this like a switchboard. You can create your own rules. So for instance, you could map all requests for GPT-4 to automatically use Google's Gemini 3 Pro High model instead. This means you can swap out back-end models without changing a single line of your application code. It's huge.
Now, for the really smart part. The account dispatcher takes a look at all of your available Google or Anthropic accounts. It checks their health, it sees how much quota is left, and it picks the absolute best one for the job, all in a matter of milliseconds. So, once the best account is chosen, the protocol converter steps in. It's basically a translator. It takes your unified request and translates it into the specific native format that the final API provider, like Google, actually understands. It handles all those unique requirements for you. And finally, when the provider sends a response, the gateway catches it and translates it back into that same unified format. So no matter which model or provider was used behind the scenes, your application always gets a predictable, consistent answer, every single time. You know, one of the best parts about this whole tool is just how easy it is to get up and running. You don't need a complex server deployment or some cloud account to start getting all these benefits. Really, the key takeaway here is that no matter what your environment is, there's a simple path forward. If you're on a Mac, a single homebrew command gets you started.
On a server or a NAS, you can deploy it instantly with Docker. It's truly designed to be accessible for everyone.
And that really brings us to the core benefit, doesn't it? By handling all the frustrating infrastructure, the errors, the quotas, the protocol differences, this tool lets you get back to what actually matters, building creative and innovative applications. So the real question is, what would you build if you could just trust your AI APIs to work every single time?